Greetings, fellow villagers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Medieval Dynasty. Episode 18, Surviving the Winter and Paying Taxes. Oh man. I have a whole bunch of carry weight, about 20 kilos of carry weight. So I'm going to mine some copper until I can't hold anymore. Actually, let me use up the weaker pickaxe, because I'd like it to break. So I'm only here for the copper, not here for stone. So any stone that I end up getting, I'm just dropping on the ground. I've got 160 stone at home. Additionally, I do have a donkey to name, so giveaway is up. Good luck. You can see my stone that I got last time I was here that I just dumped on the ground for carry weight. Unlike some survival games, you don't need a special pick to mine iron. Like, I could mine iron right now. I just have almost nothing to do with it. That's actually not true. I take that back. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, hitting 500 production did give me iron armor to make. So if I wanted to be a bear hunter, I could hook myself up with iron armor, coming down to Skauki, mining up their iron, processing into armor. So that is something I could do in the near future, if you guys so choose. Now that I just got my donkey, because you voted on that, what do you want me to do next? Improving the village would be to probably add another villager. Likely employing that villager as a farmer, but I could ultimately leave that up to you. And then building a house for them and employing them and all that. Improving my gear could be rolling out bronze tools for everyone, or making iron armor. I would break that poll out and have you guys vote on that. If you want me to quest, there is surely a lot of quests for me to pick up. And in fact, I did say that I would pick up the quest here in Skauki. So I have an NPC to talk to in a second. Feel free to vote however you'd like. Oops. Oh, can't I call my donkey now? Yes, but actually I don't have a mount. I need to put the saddle on it. And if you're wondering, that the donkey like gets teleported to my donkey shelter, so I don't have it on me right now. So what I'm doing right now, I'm assuming I'm coming back for the iron. So I'm gonna mine all the iron in here down to 10%, so it's like one swing away, and break my picks. So if I come back, ooh, there's not a lot of time left. You know what? Knowing that, I'm gonna fully mine the iron out and leave it on the ground for future me. Because if I leave it at 10% left, I think it doesn't regenerate to 100% between seasons, but just in case, I'll play it safe. So the reason I'm doing this is so that I'm encumbered, but if I break my pick, I lower my carry weight, and I become less encumbered, so I can actually run home and go pick up that donkey. Was that iron pick next to the armor? No. For the tech that I unlocked, I think you were asking. So this is a weapon pick. This is not a mining pick. It's a battle pick. I wish they named it differently, because it's really confusing. That's a military pick. The iron pick for like mining is like way the frick down here at Smithy 5,000 or production 5,000 for the pickaxe. So military pick I get at 500, mining pick I get at 5,000. Does it make sense? No, but it does change the progression speed. So it might not make sense, but like, it's a game balance thing. I'm glad that the iron that I'm like littering all over the ground belongs to me. And the NPCs will like respect that because I am littering up the ground full of iron ore everywhere. But luckily they don't steal it. Trying to go until my pick breaks has been a bit of a pain. This pick is, I know it's not lasting longer, but it sure as hell feels like it. So, what gear do you want me to do? What gear to make? Iron armor, bronze tools. You guys voted for improved gear, so... Well, there's also like iron weapons and stuff too. I haven't forgotten about that. Armor and weapons I'm classifying as kind of under the same umbrella. And if you're wondering, the iron that I'm excavating is just going to stay here for me to pick it up whenever I please. It doesn't disappear between seasons. I think if you leave it for an extremely long period of time, it will disappear. I don't know what that time period is, but I know it isn't just like one season. So you're not at risk of losing your haul from one season elapsing. Are we out of iron in here? I thought oh yeah, here's more. Come on, pick, just break already. Crunch. Okay, cool. So now I'm not super encumbered. I'm only a little encumbered. I'm only like 2 pounds over. So I'll be able to like skedaddle home and pick up my donkey. Oh, the wrong way. The raffle timer also wore off, didn't it? Totally forgot. Yoda fan is my donkey. I like the name. Now, if you weren't scrupulous, there's a lot of like iron stuff to steal here. Well, not that, but I believe there, if I'm not mistaken, there's like, I think there's iron pickaxes even around here somewhere. And tons of torches. Well, most of them are burnt up. Yeah, like here, well, it's a 0%. It's gonna break in first swing. Not that one. That one ain't worth the rep change. Oh, so that brings me to a game mechanic that I really glossed over, or rather have not touched upon at all, in truth, which is lose condition. So, you can lose the game. Not through death, but through the king hating your guts. So if you steal a lot of stuff, you'd have to steal a lot of stuff. But if you steal a lot of stuff, or if you fail to pay your taxes for long enough, your dynasty reputation will go into the negative. And I believe the threshold is negative 10,000. And that loses the game. Basically, you become a wanted criminal and you just lose. So if you fail to pay your taxes long enough, or if you steal enough stuff, there is a permanent lose condition. They did set the lose condition as a pretty low threshold. Like, you have to be trying to lose to really lose, I gotta say. But it's worth mentioning, it is technically possible. So if you want to go all sovereign citizen and thieving everything, yes, you will lose. Nothing like a gentle dip in the water at 3 degrees Celsius. Oh boy. Immediately I can think of George Costanza saying, I was just in the pool. I'm walking through boar and bear spawns, so I should go a little south to avoid that. I don't need to get gored on my way home. Oh, are they? Nope, these are just foxes. Cool. Yeah, the boars are right over there. You can see the red. If you keep them at like max highlight range, they'll leave you alone. If I got any closer, they'd start trying to murder me. I know I'm not out here to hunt anything. I don't have carry weight. I'm already encumbered a bit. So I'm not after the deer or anything like that. Alright, the bears up here, I'll be avoiding them as well. And just to mention this again, if you have predators near your base and you don't want them, like here's both the bears, you can build something to block them. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it has to be something significant like a building. It can't just be like a stump bench or something like that. But you could build like a small house where their spawn is and block their spawn. I'm not going to do it. That would be cheese. But it's worth mentioning it is possible. So, for instance, at the start of the game, we did have deer spawning here, and obviously I boxed them out. It's where their fields were. Hey, I found another copper arrow. I might not be able to... Oh, no, I can. Every now and then, the copper arrows will be, like, under the rocks. Because the rocks collision box will have them just, like, go underneath the rocks or whatever, and that they can't be fetched. But not this time. We're good. You guys... Sappo, you pregnant yet? Alright, let's check on their food. 30 out of 30. Holy hell. And 7 animal feed to spare. Alright, you know what? I'm taking that. And I'll go put that in the donkey pen. I didn't realize the pigs were just so absolutely fine. Alright, Yoda fan. Here's some food. And then if you hit E on them, I can put a saddle on and a saddlebag. And then hold E to saddle up. And then hold E again to ride. So you'll see in the bottom left, we have, well, that way. Mount and mount health. So your mount can take damage from animals or falling or starving or whatever. And then you also have animal hunger. If I open my inventory, I can transfer things from my inventory to my mount by holding F. And then if I hit H, I can open up the mount's inventory. This is important, because if you're wondering how to equip things on your mount, H switches between your mount and your character. So if I wanted to put my saddlebags on, which weren't previously on, I would have to go to the mount and hit F. So now the mount can hold 45 kilos, and this isn't the best saddlebag. I mean, there's better. But that obviously just about doubles the amount of total carry weight I have, plus the mount's faster than I can sprint, and they can sprint longer than I can as well. So very nice to have a mount. On top of that, I can whistle to call it, and it just kind of gets summoned near me somewhere. Cover your ears. Yeah, it's loud. And it will try to follow you around. Oh, hey, look. Community. We got community.
The village is slowly developing.
You're right, dude. You're right. It is. Slow but sure. All right, how are we doing at home? You guys wanted to make bronze tools, so make bronze tools. Now, the issue with this is I don't have any of the schematics, and I don't have any coin. So if I want to make bronze tools, I gotta earn a little bit of money doing something else first, because I can't afford the schematics for the bronze yet. But I wanted to check in. Food's okay, water's okay, wood's great. I am hungry as hell, so let's feed myself. And then we have 113 meat, which will turn to rot for fertilizer. I'm going to eat the most rotten fruit, so all 5 bad apples. Yum. Actually, I won the lottery. I skipped all of the food poisoning. I just didn't get any by chance. So if I need to earn a little bit of, do I have any bronze? I don't have any bronze tools unlocked, and I don't have the coin for any of them. Oof. Okay, well, let's make a whole bunch of copper bars using all that copper I just pulled from Skowky, and earn some coin for bronze schematics. Would beer improve morale? Yeah. It's really pricey though, so I'm not about to roll beer out for my people until... Because there's cheaper ways to improve morale, like far cheaper. So some cheap ways to do it would be for them to get into relationships, that's free. Other cheap ways would be for me to replace their roofs from thatch to wood tile. Wood tile is more insulating, and that's going to make them happier. And that's not too pricey. I mean, I could do that pretty quick. Adding insulation to the walls is free, but sourcing the limestone takes a while. So it's labor intensive, but still technically free. I could build if I wanted to do that, I could build an excavation shed and hire a few miners to go get limestone for me, and then they would be sourcing that for free. That's not a bad idea for village improvement. Other ways to make them happier is to start decorating their homes. I don't think... Well, let me take a quick look. Oh, I don't have my hammer on me, so I would need a hammer. Hold on. So if you're worried about their moods, so the moods, I know it says like 32%, but that's 32 ranging from -100 to +100. So as long as you're above 0, you're doing okay. Obviously I can shoot for higher, but 0 is their baseline, not their floor. So as far as decorations go, candlesticks require iron bars and more tech points than I have. The hanging racks I could do, so I could start getting hanging racks, at least the hanging rack 1 tier. I would need coin, but that's possible. Shelves, I could do long wooden shelf. I do have an wooden shelf. I've got the points for that. Trophies are still out of reach. Reliefs are still out of reach. Banners are going to be out of reach. And empty is already what I'm doing. So there is 3 different decorations potentially to do. And the way the decorations work is, I don't believe variety matters, but 10 things matter. I could also buy the scheme for open curtains or closed curtains. It's very pricey coin-wise, but it looks nice. And that's another decoration. There's floor decorations for which all at the moment I can do is badger rugs and boar rugs, but I could buy those schemes too. And then attic decorations, we've got hanging lanterns, which I could... Oh, no, I can't afford that yet. Can I afford any of these? No, they're all out of my tech range. Yeah. So there is some decorations to be added, and if you make up to 10 decorations, it does improve their mood. So what I can do right now, I've left this poll up way too long, but what I can do for the next poll after trying to make some bronze tools is improve villager morale will be like a next potential project, as you can see. So that will be on the poll there. Another way to do it is to build the kitchen, and when the carrots that we sowed in the winter are harvestable in the spring, which is literally seconds away, we'll be able to make some nice foods, which will also increase morale. So we planted... Whoa! Oh, actually, let me double check on that. Carrot fields are planted in the winter. Oh, no, they're harvested in the summer. So we could buy carrots with coin, or buy some other food with coin, but one thing that we could do is build a kitchen and figure out some more complex meals to be able to offer up to them. With that said, I was about to eat, but I realize it's about to be season change, so I'm going to get free food in like a second or two. I mean, what time is it? It's yeah, we're very soon gonna have a season change. But if you want me to try to improve villager mood, that's a totally reasonable goal. So if I need coin, what can I do? I made a bunch of knives, and I think with the remaining time I have in the season, I'm going to do more fertilizer. Because fertilizer is heavy and expensive. So it's a decent thing to... Or just get meat, even, is a decent thing to do before spring. Oh, we killed all the deer over here. Well, let's go to this one. Saving up for some iron horseshoes would be really nice. Oh, shoot. Wolves. Yeah. Well, you know what? I ain't afraid of no wolves. Especially with my hunting vision. They're going to be easy for me to spot before they get close. Unless they're over the hill, which seems to be the case. Wolves will also go after my donkey, so I don't want... Oh, I see one in the brush there. I don't want my donkey dead. Oh, hold on. I hate trying to shoot in third person. It sucks. Right to the head. Oh, this iron arrow just won't quit. Higher quality arrows last longer. So one of the metas, and I'm not trying to play meta, but one of the metas in this game is to save up for an iron crossbow and iron bolts. And as long as you don't wildly miss, a few bolts can last you a really long time. Because they'll take down targets quickly, and then you recover them from corpses. Alright, well, those wolves are done. How much time do we have? We have almost no time before end of season, so... And here, as you can see in the hunting vision, the donkey's blue. Informing you it's friendly, don't shoot. I haven't checked how much our villager hunter has sourced leather and fur, but I'm sure there's a bit for us to craft with as well, now that I think about it. So, after the season change, we can bring the oh, more wolves. Damn. Okay. We can bring the copper knives I made, and then also, never mind. Bring the copper knives, and then anything we can make out of the leather and the wool, bring to market. Here we go. A rat sneaks into your house and steals the coins from your sack, one by one. Well, I don't have enough hunting skill to follow the sneaky bastard. Did I say a rat snake? A rat sneaks into your house. So we'll try to catch the rat. That was the last heist of that thieving rodent. The coins with the marks of its blood comes back to your sack. So these are sort of the random seasonal events where, like, villagers might hook up, villagers might get hurt, you might rescue a random person that needs refuge. In this case, it was a rat attack. Not super sexy, but I didn't lose any money, so that's good. Congratulations! You made it through your first year! Huh! Now that I understand the basics of the game, if you want more tutorials, it's, you know, yeah. So, at the start of every spring, we owe taxes, and I owe 651 coin. I have 200 coin. So what I'm going to need to do is pay taxes. So the current priority right now is sell goods and pay taxes. Once I have a little bit of more money, possibly after selling my goods, we can consider potentially taking on a challenge now that it's our first year, or something like that. But I'm gonna want to pay taxes before I'm, you know, got the tax man breathing down my neck. The meat that I had on me is partially spoiled and probably at 50%. One thing that's interesting, if I'm not mistaken, is partially spoiled meat that then is processed in a meal, and this is just telling me to go pay taxes, becomes fully fine again. Let me double check if that's the case. I'll dry all of it. Yep, this meat is totally fine again. So if you have raw goods that are about to spoil, just cook them. But here's all that lovely rot that we intentionally left on the ground so that we could turn into a big boatload of fertilizer. So this is rot from manure. I mean, fertilizer from manure, and then fertilizer from rot. So we got, like, what was that? Little over 50 fertilizer that we didn't have to buy. It's kind of nice. 51, yep, little over 50, so technically true. And now, our next step is to go to market. So anything that we can sell, we should bring, because I owe money to the local lord. We have a full year to pay it off, but I want to pay it off sooner than later. Hey, thank you for the raid, Del. How's it going? What were you were playing some Satisfactory? Sweet. What were you working in Satisfactory? I don't have a lot of time logs, so I might not be able to relate too much, but I'm here just surviving my first winter in Medieval Dynasty, and I owe taxes to the local lord, so I'm trying to source the money for that. So I'm looking through my coffers and looking for... So I got 9 copper knives to sell. And I'm going to try to make some leather and fabric things to sell as well. So I could make some linen fabric for bags, which fetches 190 per bag. But let's see if there's some winter clothing stuff that I could make instead. I could make 1 winter coat. I could make 5 bracers, which is more than 1 winter coat. I could make 2 trousers at 350 or 300, which is less. I could make 2 boots. That's 480. That's the best bet so far. Yeah, I think the boots. Yeah, let's do the boots. The boots use more leather than fur, and leather's easier to get than fur. So if I'm trying to mass produce something out of leather and fur, it's probably easiest to make winter shoes. I'm gonna guess. All right, I'm out of leather, so we've got 9 knives to sell. We've got 3 fishing spears. We've got some perch, although they're kind of gross. It's really rotten fish, but whatever, doesn't matter. I could dry the fish out to make them worth more, I suppose. And then we have some winter shoes and some apple wine. Not much, but it's something, I guess. So you can definitely see why you wouldn't want to go overboard by building a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. Oh, also, the newest person, Ferdinand, but like spelled weird. All right, this should be Ferdinand. Is that how to spell it? Ferdinand? I think that's the same. So that's his home. So it's labeled properly now. Oh, the perch is, yeah, okay. The perch is, would need to be gutted on a workbench in a fishing hut, so I'm just gonna sell it raw. There's nothing really for me to do with the perch. So which map is this? This is, Oxbow. This is not the story map, this is the, sandbox map. And I'm playing solo. So all the relevant details are in these commands. So we are heading into Pistoia, the capital. And I will check out what the challenge is and try to pay taxes.
Onward. Yeah.
And we've got plenty of food, plenty of water, plenty of firewood. So at least supplying for our villagers, doing fine. After I pay taxes, do you want me to continue to try to make bronze tools? That would be number 2. Do you want me to expand my village? That would be number 1. Do you want me to try to earn more money? That would be number 3. Go questing, which is potentially the challenge. So let me talk about the challenge. You can wait to vote for me to talk about the challenge if you wish. What the challenge is once a year, I think it's once a year, the representative for the king has a task for me to potentially undertake. It's usually a big task, which takes you a while to fulfill, but doing it gives you a bit of a tax break, and doing it for a merciful king, which is a good king, will also improve the mood of my villagers. So improving villager morale could be undertaking the challenge, because not only will that make my villagers happier, given that it is a merciful king and they like him, so working for him is a good thing, it also gives me a tax break. It's not a big tax break. Doing like one challenge might give me 2% or 5% off of my taxes. It's not a big deal, but it adds up as you continually work for the king. With that said, there's nothing stopping a king from being deposed, murdered, or dying of old age or disease or something, which can happen. So before I work for the king, I should probably ask the regent how old he is, because if he's like 70 years old, maybe it ain't worth my time.
How is life treating you?
All right, dude. Buy my wine. Buy my 9 knives. Buy my 3 fishing spear and my 3 perch. Buy my 2 winter shoes. Alright, we're sitting at 1,200 coin. Sounds like a lot, but it really is not much, considering most of that is earmarked for taxes.
Can I interest you? See you around.
So Miragod is... where is Miragod? I don't know, but let's talk to Falabog.
Oh, it's you again.
How old is the king? 34 years old? Alright, he probably is not going to die tomorrow. The king's not going to have any opinion of me because I've never done anything for him. He's not going to give me permission to name my village because he doesn't know me. I'm not worthy of my own house crest for banners because I have done nothing for him. So as you can see, there's a lot of other benefits for working for the king. But what does he desire? The Majesty's Hunting Lodge has unfortunately burnt down. The raging fire consumed most of the king's trophies and heirlooms. The hunting lodge is already being rebuilt, but requires new decorations. Provide hunting trophies to the king to earn his deep gratitude. I'm going to agree to this, because I do a lot of hunting. So wonderful, I await your delivery. So, hunting for trophies. He wants moose, deer, leather, and fur. It gives me not too much dynasty reputation, honestly. But it does help me to curry favor with the king, which is worth a bunch of different things. And moose and deer are not hard to kill. And leather is not hard to get. Fur is a little bit harder to get. But with a little bit of persistence and hunting bears, I could get it pretty quickly. It's pretty sketchy hunting bears, but I could get it. And Miragod is up there. He's... I probably can't parkour up to him. Let's go find the stairs. So, half the coin I just earned, I'm paying the taxes.
Good luck.
Yay! I'm dutiful. So now I'm left with 587 coin. And you guys want me to improve gear and equipment? So, my current priority right now is to make bronze tools and sell the old copper ones. Donkey! Oh, let's take a look at the board. Derwin wants feathers, sticks, logs, and planks, and logs. Okay, I'll accept all of them. I've got a full spring season to do them, and he's really not asking much. It doesn't offer much, but I basically have all the stuff at home already, so it really isn't inconvenient to do. Thank you for tuning in to Medieval Dynasty, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no spoilers, so don't spoil it for anyone else in the comments. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you at next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Medieval Dynasty players.